Welcome to Woodland Haven, a magical place where animals live in harmony, each family with their own special talents. In Pine Hills, the Bushytail family was starting a perfectly normal day, or so they thought. Young Cyril Bushytail couldn't sit still. Today was the school's treasure hunt, and he could hardly wait to begin. After breakfast, Cyril rushed out, his bushy tail twitching with excitement. "I'll find the biggest treasure ever," he shouted to his parents. At Woodland School, Mrs. Ophelia Nightwiser gathered all the students. "Today's treasure hunt will teach you about teamwork," she explained. "There are 5 treasures hidden across Woodland Haven. You'll work in teams of 3. Remember, the real treasure might not be what you expect." Cyril was teamed with Skip, Hopper, and Ruby Foxtail. "I'm the best at finding things," claimed Cyril. "Let's win this!" The 3 friends set off into the forest. Cyril ran ahead while Ruby studied the map. "Our first clue leads to Willow Shore," she said. At Willow Shore, the gentle river flowed peacefully. The clue says, "Look where water meets earth, beneath the weeping branches." Skip hopped toward an old willow tree. "Found it!" he exclaimed, pulling out a small treasure chest from under the roots. "That's the forest library," Ruby figured out. The 3 friends rushed toward the grand building, shaped like an ancient tree. "Here it is!" Ruby pulled out another small chest hidden between Pirate Adventures and Treasure Island. This chest contained a magnificent owl feather that seemed to glow with wisdom, and another clue: "Sweet treasures await where flowers dance with bees." Blossom Meadows was alive with colors. Flowers swayed in the breeze while bees buzzed happily from bloom to bloom. "We need to hurry," Cyril insisted, rushing between flowers. "The other teams might get ahead of us." In his hurry, Cyril accidentally bumped into a small beehive hanging from a branch. The hive cracked and fell to the ground. "Oh no!" gasped Skip as confused and angry bees swarmed around them. "What do we do now?" Suddenly, Bruno Honeypaw appeared with honeycombs in his paws. "Stay calm, children," he said gently. Bruno carefully placed the honeycomb away from the children. The bees, attracted to the sweet honey, followed it instead. "I'm sorry," Cyril hung his head. "I was so focused on winning that I wasn't careful." Bruno smiled kindly. "It happens to the best of us." "I believe you were looking for this." Bruno handed them another treasure chest hidden among the flowers. "Sometimes slowing down helps us see treasures better." Inside was a small bottle of golden honey and the next clue: "Where shadows dance and night creatures play, look beneath the oldest oak." Shadowy Glen looked mysterious in the afternoon light. The trees stood tall and ancient, their shadows stretching across the ground. "This must be the oldest oak," whispered Skip, his ears twitching nervously. "It's huge." Skip found a hollow near the roots and carefully reached inside. "Got it," he said, pulling out the 4th treasure chest. This chest contained a firefly in a small glass jar, gently glowing with a soft yellow light. The final clue read, "The greatest treasure waits at the heart of Cozy Grove." Cyril spotted other teams hurrying toward Cozy Grove. "We need to run," he urged. "We can still be first!" Before his friends could respond, Cyril darted ahead, his competitive spirit taking over again. Skip and Ruby tried to keep up, but he was too fast. He reached for the chest, but then paused, looking around. Where were Skip and Ruby? Had he left them too far behind? A wave of shame washed over Cyril. In his rush to win, he'd abandoned his friends. Treasure hunt or not, that wasn't right. Finally, Skip and Ruby arrived, out of breath. "You left us," panted Ruby, looking hurt. "We're supposed to be a team." "I'm really sorry," Cyril said sincerely. "I got caught up in winning and forgot what's important. Can you forgive me?" Skip and Ruby exchanged glances, then smiled. "That's what friends do," Skip said. Together, they approached the final treasure chest. Together, they opened the large chest. Inside was a beautiful crystal globe that reflected the sunlight in rainbow patterns. Looking closer, they could see a perfect miniature of Woodland Haven inside the globe, with tiny versions of all their homes. Mrs. Nightwiser approached with a warm smile. "Congratulations on finding the final treasure, but tell me, what did you learn today?" Cyril thought for a moment. "I learned that no treasure is worth losing your friends over," he said thoughtfully. "Exactly," nodded Mrs. Nightwiser. "This crystal globe represents our community. We're all connected, just like the different parts of Woodland Haven." Other students arrived with their found treasures: the riverstone, owl feather, honey, and firefly jar. Each item represented a different part of their world. Mrs. Nightwiser arranged all items around the crystal globe. To everyone's amazement, they began to glow with magical light. Light from each treasure connected with the globe, creating a beautiful rainbow projection of Woodland Haven above their heads. Wow, the children gasped in wonder. The magical map showed how every part of their community was connected and important. Cyril put his arms around Skip and Ruby's shoulders. "I think I understand now," he said. "The real treasure was working together all along." In Woodland Haven, the greatest treasures weren't things to be found, but the friends who stood by your side and the lessons learned along the way.